Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living and Mayhem Preparedness. What we are doing today is we're going to be doing some dry canning with mason jars. Now, kicking the butt is these mason jars are kind of hard to find now. And the lids are even harder to find. So, if you don't have these already stocked, set aside, you're not going to do it. What would you use? I get friends and family to save these containers, these plastic containers. These are the ones like spaghetti sauces and stuff like that. Plastic thick-walled containers that have really good screw-on lids that will form an airtight seal. In addition to doing these, we can also use some of these, which I've got a few of these. These are O2 absorbers, oxygen absorbers, and we'll do some close-ups of them so you can see what these are and what we have. These things work really, really well. They draw out oxygen. Now, mind you, they just draw out oxygen. The air we breathe is 70% nitrogen, 28% oxygen, and 2% inert ingredients. So it will not take all of the atmosphere out of the container. Something to think about. And you can also use these silica gel absorbing packs. Now these I was able to order and just set them aside months and months and months ago before all of the restrictions and shortages with COVID came. So I was fortunate enough to have these, and I do have a whole lot of mason jars and lids, but we're just going to use these today because it's not hard to do it and it's very easy. One other thing you might consider doing is in each one of the containers you get ready and prepare, you might want to consider doing a couple of bay leaves in there. B-A-Y leaves, bay leaves, from I think it's a bay laurel tree. These things do really well and they are a natural pesticide. So years and years ago, your grandparents, grandmother and grandfather, they would throw a bay leaf into the flour bin or the cornmeal, and that helps to repel pests. You can also use them inside a drawer to help keep away moths and everything. It's a decent alternative to mothballs, which some people don't like, or an alternative to cedar. So we've got these. What we're going to do, we're going to be dry canning beans, pastas, rice, and we're going to get these things set up. Now, kicking the butt is a lot of people who do the preserving, the dry canning with the mason jars. They wash them, heat them up really good, dry them out, and then they put them in the oven and heat the jars up. Obviously, you can't do it with these, but these things have been washed and cleaned, and we will do the preparations and we will get these things stored just like this. It's going to be easy, nothing to it. It might help you if you have a decent enough funnel, some sort of funnel like for canning, a canning funnel. That might help you as well. But I think we have everything we need. One other thing, make sure you do have a clean work surface because this is food and we're handling. Wash your hands. More to come. Okay guys, before we get started, I do want to ask if you would go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down there. That really helps us a lot. And also, if you would, you'll notice a Patreon link down below. Take a look at it if you are so inclined, and you can keep track of some of the latest stuff and some of the behind the scenes stuff. You'll also be able to access a lot of video content that you won't see on our YouTube channel. Also I want to mention a couple of patrons now, MC and Doc. Thanks for joining up, guys. A lot of people ask me, why do you do so much on food storage and water preparation, stuff like that, developing community so much and not do a whole lot on guns? Everybody's got guns, guys. I have to say, I have not had to shoot anybody in my life, but I have eaten 3 meals a day for 51 years. Now that tells me something. I'm going to be eating a whole lot more than I'm going to be shooting, more than likely. Weapons absolutely have a place, and I love them, and we can start doing some more of those videos as well. But to me, this is my bread and butter, pun intended, because, like I said, you're going to be eating a whole lot more than you are prone to do any sort of shooting. A couple of things. This is an oxygen absorber that they send in the pack of 10 that you get. It turns blue when it has been exposed to oxygen. If you have one that is sealed, they stay nice and pink. So you would open this when you're ready to use it, do all your cans, have everything set up and ready to go, put your lids on, and that will help remove all the oxygen out of it, and these things will stay usable, fresh. I guess that would be the best way to say it. So that is one thing. Another alternative a lot of people do are Mylar bags. I do these as well. You'll need a good supply of the Mylar bags, and they make them in various dimensions. Some are big enough you can put a line a 5-gallon bucket with, and then seal it across the top with a hair straightener, and those things work really well. These are in short supply as well, so you could purchase these, but they're going to be on back order for a little bit. One thing I do when I do this dry canning or preserving in the Mylar bags, I write what it is, and then I write some simple instructions on it, because I may not be the one opening it up. And this is rice, 4 cups, and you use this to prepare it, you know, to make it just a little bit easier for whoever is going to be using this. I think, there we go, I'll show you again what we're working with. We're going to be doing a lot of beans, a lot of rice, a lot of pastas. You might need to watch out for the rices that are parched already, the minute rices and stuff like that, because they do not store for a very good length of time. Long grain rice is good. The white rice is ideal. Brown rice, the kernel inside the rice contains fat, so brown rice does not store as long as the white rice. Because it has the fat inside it, it will go rancid a lot quicker. So these are just all little things to bear in mind, and you know, just if you need to go back and review whatever, just rewatch the videos, mark it at whatever time it was for all these instructions. Pinto beans, pretty much self-explanatory. One thing you can do with the pinto beans and the kidney beans and everything, I always take a couple of bouillon cubes and drop them down inside it, and that way when you pour it out, you will have something else to flavor it with. And you can also take the bay leaf that's in there, drop it in the soup or your bean pot, and it gives you a little bit more flavor, something just a little bit more zing instead. Okay guys, now we're back. You can see we've already got the egg noodles put in there, set aside. I'm going to put in a bay leaf, and again, we'll probably pull that out and use that to cook with. You can also, like I said, if you wanted to put in a couple of bouillon cubes, you can do that as well. And then we're just going to cap these things off and seal them. Now, actually, we do have one more step, but I'm going to add it at the very end, and that's the oxygen absorbers. I'm not going to open this up until we have all of these things filled, but I just wanted to show you exactly how easy and simple this is. And people have been doing this for years and years. It is nothing terrible, nothing too exotic. It works really well if you're going to be storing in a basement. These also transport so much better than just a bag. More to come. Okay guys, now you can see this is almost finished product. We've got a bouillon. We have a bay leaf put in here. Now the last thing you want to do is, I like to know the nutrition facts of it, and I like to have cooking instructions in there. So what I try to do is I will cut the bag and either attach it to the container itself if it's like a large glass container, or I will just fold it up really small, tuck it down inside there. It's clean, so that is one less thing to worry about. Now if you have kids or a family member who are on some sort of restricted diet, or if you have someone who is trying to count the calories of everything, you have a really accurate calorie count, nutrition information, and you have cooking instructions packed inside it as well. It's just easier to do it. That's my opinion though. We will also, when we're finished, we'll put a date on it, a date where we stored it, and I will be willing to eat this quite a few years out through the date of storage. More to come. Okay guys, you can see we made some progress with this, and I've got these things set up just like this. If you don't want to fold the instructions in, if the jar container is big enough, you can attach it to the outside like I have done with these. Glass jars work if you can get them from your friends or family. Okay guys, now you can see it is just a process of how involved you want to get into doing it. If you're going to open it up repeatedly, like if you're drawing from a big jar for pinto beans, I wouldn't even put an oxygen absorber in it because more than likely you will go through them fast enough to where you won't need it. But like I said, there you go. We have a lot more to process, probably another 50 or 60 pounds of pinto beans and a lot of other beans as well as other rice. So I've got a lot more to do here. Going to wrap this up again. Thanks for coming by and taking a look at it. Don't forget, hit that like, subscribe button. Look at Patreon if you would. In just a second, guys, you're going to see a picture of my ugly mug pop over here, as well as my beautiful wife on the opposite side. There are going to be some videos. Friend DJ Brand Wacky. Take care of you people.